So here we are. It's 11 days into January. I'm just now getting into the top 10 matches of 2016. Darn you, procrastination. You win again. So let's not waste any time. We're going to jump right in here. The top 10 matches of 2016. Don't be surprised that they're all WWE and New Japan matches. The two big dogs in the yard. What do you expect? So number 10, you had the Raw vs. SmackDown Men's Survivor Series match on November 20th, 2016. It was representing Raw. It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho, and Kevin Owens versus SmackDown's Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Shane McMahon, and AJ Styles. This match went about an hour. It was almost a whole hour, if I believe correctly. This seems like a cop-out putting a big match like this on there, but there were just so many cool things happening in this match. You had Braun Strowman got counted out because James Ellsworth was underneath the ring holding him in. You had a temporary Shield reunion when tempers eventually flared over between Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, and he turned on Team SmackDown to help Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins do the Shield powerbomb on AJ Styles through the table. So that was fun seeing that again. You had that crazy spot where Shane McMahon was trying to go coast to coast but got reversed into a spear. There's so many cool things happening in this match. So I'm putting it right up at number 10. Number 9. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell. In Hell in a Cell as well, October 30, 2016. You know, sometimes a very good match can be ruined just by the ending, and this is the case for this match. I don't know why they want Charlotte to be undefeated at all these pay-per-views. It's becoming rather annoying and rather predictable. I feel like if Sasha Banks won the match instead of Charlotte, it would have easily placed higher up on this list. Sasha Banks' hometown. That's the other thing. What is it with Vince booking people to lose in their hometown? That's getting kind of annoying too. Sometimes it just makes sense. Sometimes it feels good. Let the hometown person win. The pre-match fight and the table spot from both people climbing up a cell and Sasha going through a table or onto a table. I'm not sure if any tables broke in that match. Then subsequently being carted off. Almost carted off on a stretcher. I thought she was hurt. So that was some pretty good acting. Give Sasha Banks an Oscar. That was some pretty good acting. I thought she was legit hurt. The way she was tearing up, having to be carried away, told she couldn't compete, only for the ring announcer to say you're winner by forfeit, and then Sasha climbs out the stretcher, runs into the cell, locks the door, and the match begins. And it was a pretty good match top of that. Like I said, the ending, wasn't too hot about. Not the fact that the table didn't break. I'm okay with the fact that the table didn't break because those women are smaller than the men. They're going to have a hard time breaking the table. I was upset with the booking. Just felt like Sasha Banks should have won that one there. Speaking of Sasha Banks and Charlotte, number 8. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 32, April 3rd, 2016. For the WWE Women's Championship. I was there live at WrestleMania. Here's my proof. Here's my ticket. That match, from a wrestling standpoint, was the best match of the night. It didn't have the spectacle of Shane versus Undertaker, or didn't have the advantage of a ladder there for big spots. And having been there in person, I can tell you for a fact that the 4 biggest pops of the night, one of them absolutely Stone Cold Steve Austin was the biggest pop of the night. Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental Championship. Damien Sandow in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And this match is for the WWE Women's Championship. That got a big pop as well. This match signaled the end of the old Divas division, transitioning into women's wrestling. And I'm not upset about the booking of this one. I still would have preferred Sasha Banks to win, but I'm not upset here that Charlotte won, because you've got a brand new championship launching here, and you've got the daughter of a legend, the daughter of Ric Flair, to be the first in line for this championship, the first the one who launches this championship, I guess. Number 7. Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito at the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax Tournament, Day 18 of Block B. LIJ was starting to become this big heel stable that looked like they were going to take over New Japan. And it seemed like the Bullet Club might have been on its way out. But then Kenny Omega comes and wins Block B by defeating Tetsuya Naito. I believe they were tied, and this was the tiebreaker maybe. This match, it was very good. The reason it's so high up on the list is because I knew who won before I watched the match. I have this group of friends on Facebook, and they said, everyone needs to watch this match, so I watched this match. And it was a fantastic match. To me, it said, oh no, the Bullet Club's not going anywhere. We're just getting started. We're just rebuilding. So good match, and watch it. Number 6. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 10, January 4th, 2016. Again, as I said in another video, this one would have placed higher had I had a little more investment in the match besides, oh, this is going to be a good wrestling match, I can't wait to watch it. At that point in time, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura were my number 1 and number 2 favorite wrestler. And still currently, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura are my number 1 and number 2 favorite wrestler. So I went into that match not caring who won. From a wrestling standpoint, it was fantastic. Can't be beat. But I didn't care who won that match because I would have enjoyed AJ Styles being Intercontinental Champion, and I would have liked Shinsuke Nakamura to keep the title as well. So I just sat back and said, this is going to be a good wrestling match. Can't wait to watch it. And it was very fantastic. Number 5. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Intercontinental title versus career. No Mercy, October 9th, 2016. This is storytelling right here. The battle between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler is a product of the brand extension. That is what it was for, to give people like The Miz and Dolph Ziggler a shot to be in the spotlight again. And this match at No Mercy, I believe it was the main event even, was just incredible. I mean, you had The Miz doing literally everything in his power to keep the Intercontinental Championship, but Dolph Ziggler just would not stay down. And to come up with that big win and the big payoff, I marked out. Number 4. Hashtag DIY versus The Revival. 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Tag Team Championships at NXT TakeOver Toronto, November 19th, 2006. DIY, that's Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Versus The Revival's Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. WWE.com considered this match number 1 of every match in 2016. And it was fantastic. First of all, Tag Team Rivalry of the Year. DIY versus The Revival, absolutely. Tag team wrestling is alive and well. The match that these teams had at TakeOver Brooklyn was so incredible that you didn't know how they were going to be able to top it here in Toronto. But they did. 2 out of 3 falls brought a different dynamic to the match. And the ending of that match with the simultaneous submissions with Scott Dawson and Wilder both tapping out together was just incredible. It was the perfect payoff for a fantastic rivalry up to that point. It's just amazing. That's why this match should be why every wrestling fan is a wrestling fan. Whether you're a little kid or you're a grown adult or you're 90 years old still watching wrestling. This match should be why every person who's a wrestling fan is a wrestling fan, no matter what. It was just fantastic. Number 3. Kazuchika Okada versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP World Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 11, January 4th, 2016. I went into great detail on this in my last video, so I won't go too much, but let me sum up. This was Okada going in as the champion, Tanahashi going in as the challenger. Tanahashi having been the ace of New Japan, the top guy in New Japan for years now. This was what I felt to be Okada's turn. So I went in this match going, all right, it's Okada's turn. His turn to be top guy. Give it to him, let him run with it. And that's what happened. The match finish was 3 Rainmaker clotheslines, just to make sure, it was like he was saying, You kick out of my finishes all the time, so I'm going to hit you with 3 of them and see what happens. And yeah, it was just fantastic. I've been saying that a lot. I got to find another word besides fantastic. It was great. It was a great match. And I knew, having watched it January 4th, 2016, that by December 31st, 2016, Okada Tanahashi was going to be a definite match of the year candidate. And here it is, top 3. As you've seen here in 2014, Okada's still running as that top guy. More on that next year, don't worry. Number 2. AJ Styles versus John Cena. SummerSlam, August 21st, 2016. You know, I guess I could leave 2016 off since this is the best match 2016. Too late, I've already done it for 9 matches anyway. The first bout between AJ Styles and John Cena, although AJ Styles won, but due to interference from Gallows and Anderson, it was still nice that Styles won, but because of the interference win, it was a little disappointing. So I think everyone kind of knew what direction it was going. The kind of the same way the Kevin Owens feud with John Cena went, where he gets a big win, then he ends up putting John Cena over, you know. So I think everyone saw that was going, especially with the match they had, which was the Club versus John Cena, and I think it was the Usos, where John Cena pinned AJ Styles after a super attitude adjustment off the top rope. This was the second one-on-one match the two had. So, you know, it's great. AJ Styles won clean. It was a fantastic match. Great back. There I go with fantastic again. Great back and forth. Not sure who was going to win. For AJ Styles. AJ Styles, the face of TNA wrestling for years. Champion in New Japan for 2 years. To come in and pin John Cena clean at SummerSlam. No shenanigans. John Cena, Mr. WWE. For that to happen was amazing. It was huge. And I don't think anyone ever saw it was coming. And it established AJ Styles as a top player in WWE. And number 1, there could be no other. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. NXT TakeOver Dallas, April 1st, 2016. So Sami Zayn, they were calling him the heart and soul of NXT. He's the man that embodied the spirit of NXT and whatnot. For him to fall short in a series of matches with Samoa Joe to see who would challenge Finn Balor for the championship, but still wanting to give him a big match, and they gave him Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's entrance was... it sent chills down. I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. That first time hearing his music and the violin drop and him just doing his little spaghetti leg thing. You know, seeing that in WWE was great. You know, I'd only been able to see that a few times, and now I get to see it all the time. It was crazy. The match itself, it spawned a chant called "Fight Forever," which, in my opinion, that will be the only time that a "Fight Forever" chant will ever be legitimate. Because now it's kind of everyone's head, and it's just a good match. People will replace "This is awesome" for "Fight Forever." It just means 2 different things. So the only legitimate "Fight Forever" chant that I think there will ever be, at least for a very, very, very long time, is this match: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn. They found a way. They dragged me in, and any time that wrestling can make me suspend my disbelief is a good thing. Again, every wrestling fan should want that. There's a Blue Thunder Bomb in the middle of the match where I thought he actually had him. I thought Sami Zayn had actually beaten Shinsuke Nakamura for a minute. I just want to go watch it again. You know what? I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go watch the best match 2016 again on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next year for the best matches of 2017. I'll see you before that, though, for my Royal Rumble predictions. Maybe talk about the UK Championship Tournament. I don't know. We'll see if I want to get that far. Peace.